How's your service in here? Good. Let's turn this.
Okay. Oh. I'm Megan Cherry, Interiors. That's Tom Rapier, who's a big fan of Chef Andrés.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, big
First
fan.
one to tune in.
First time I think he's joined us.
Wow. That's a call out.
That's a call out to Tom Rapier and Roberta Hollander, who's there joining him. Okay, now you messed up all my lighting.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, then let me put it
really
back.
worked hard on that.
All right. Well, then I'll just scoot this way.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Home Together. It's Wednesday, Hump Day. It's also Passover, the beginning of Passover, so we wanted to take this opportunity to wish all of you a happy Passover. I know many of you will be gathering virtually today, so that makes it different, a different kind of holiday. But I hope it's a fulfilling one for all of you who are recognizing this special day. It's also Holy Wednesday. We're in Holy Week. But this is a really special day for us at Home Together. I'm Maria Shriver.
And I am Maria's son, Patrick Schwarzenegger. And we just want to always start our little videos by thanking you guys for coming out here and continuing to watch us each and every day. Like we've said, this is growing, and it's amazing the kind of people that we're getting to interview on these Instagram Lives. And talk to and really see how they're utilizing their platforms to help other people, to give back, and to really come together as a nation.
This isn't moving. Is that weird?
Oh, is it? No, it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we always like to ask people, if you're new, please tell us if you're new. If you're returning, let us know. It's always great to see who's coming back and sharing with their friends to come and join us. We have an extremely special guest today. We actually have two amazing guests today.
That's right, we do.
Speaking of who we have in about 2 or 3 minutes, give or take, you want to do the introduction of Chef?
This is Chef José Andrés, who's just been doing extraordinary work all across our country, feeding people, feeding healthcare workers, feeding homeless people, feeding people who've lost their jobs. I mean, his work and the work of people who are working with him at the World Central Kitchen, it's truly, truly extraordinary, humbling, moving, and I'm so excited to talk to him because I want to know how he continues to do what he does. I want to know how we can help him.
Right.
I just want to know how he's doing what he's doing.
I know, it seems like he doesn't sleep. He's like on the cover of a magazine doing interviews and this, and he's then working all day and night. We have some people saying returning now for day 2. Another person says she hasn't missed a day.
Wow.
That is amazing.
That's either have we actually. We haven't
Yeah,
missed.
I don't think I missed one of the first days because you tried to do solo mission on me in the beginning.
Oh, okay. But maybe she recognizes that something might be a little different today.
Oh yeah, we got lights today, folks. We bought little tripod lights to help.
Yes.
Since people were saying that it was a little dark, so we hope that this helped with that. The next thing is we're going to get a Wi-Fi booster because we've heard that sometimes our internet is a little wonky and shaky and blurry.
We're going to get mics.
Moral of the story is we're listening to you guys.
Yeah, we might even get a job from this.
Yeah, you don't know. But yes.
Who do we have this afternoon at 1:30?
Governor Gavin Newsom, Governor
Yes.
of California, who's been working really hard on this whole coronavirus. And I think it was just this morning or yesterday last night 200 million masks.
Yes, 200 million masks, enough for California and enough to help other people, other states in our country. And I loved that. It was saying last night on the news that he used the power of a nation state, our purchasing power, to help California, but also to help the rest of our country. So we're going to talk about that. He's also made a partnership with the chef to have Project Room Key to feed homeless people here in California. So they're working together, Chef Andrés and Gavin Newsom working together. So we're going to talk about that partnership. The Women's Alzheimer's Movement is also going to try to work with Chef José. So everybody wants to work with him and try to be a part of helping their fellow human being, and that's what I really like.
So a few of you guys have asked, is this a new time? No, we're just doing 11 a.m. today because the chef is extremely busy and out there working on the front lines, literally. And,
Yes.
He only had a sliver of time to come and talk with us. So we were working around his schedule. And then later today, we will go back to, I believe it's at 1:45 with
So we're
Governor.
working around his schedule too.
Yes,
the
Governor Gavin Newsom. So today was a little bit of a different schedule. Normally we are at 2 p.m. West Coast time, 5 p.m. Eastern, and we will go back to that under normal circumstances. But let me.
Well, who knows if we will? We're
Yeah,
going to
actually,
just
yeah.
work around people's schedule.
That's right.
I think we're just going to work around people's schedule, and hopefully that'll we'll be working around your schedule. But the World Central Kitchen, I know that they accept donations. We'll be talking to Chef José about that. They're working, I think, in 40-some states and all across this country. You were talking that you had seen them take over the National Stadium. We're going to talk
Right.
to Chef José about that. And how he is doing what he's doing, how his own restaurants are holding up. He's
Yeah.
on a plane all the time. He's in stadiums. He's made an announcement also that he's going to turn his restaurants over to feed healthcare workers when this is all over for free. The man is the epitome of what I call an architect of change. He is envisions something different, doesn't wait, just goes and gets it, just goes and does it. And his, as you were saying earlier, he's kind of an American success story, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's literally the American dream, which we'll
American
talk to
dream.
him about when he really came over to America and to New York specifically, and how he's made a thriving career, business career for his restaurants, but ultimately found the most good in giving back and finding ways to help others. We just got some requests. Let's see.
Patrick could be another Anderson Cooper. I keep hearing that over and over again. Oh my goodness.
Thank
This
you. There's
is
also
like-
a lot of people saying we look good today, so it must be the lights.
It is the light. Trust me, it's the
Yeah.
lights make all the difference, especially to women my age. Lights make a huge difference. That's why when I go to a restaurant, when we can go back to a restaurant, you go to where the lights are dim, and then in the day you go where the lights are bright. So it makes a big difference. Catherine, Christina behind you on the photo. Yes, they are. Very good. This is my office.
Yeah, right there.
And that's Catherine and Christina when they
Now
were
they're
little.
poking out of my head.
Yeah, with their bows in their head. That's what they looked like. I had somebody paint them when they were little, all of them when they were little. So they're kind of frozen in time to that time and place when they were all little and wonderful. Now they're big and wonderful, but yes, that's very good eye, whoever picked that up. But anyway, we have, I think, a really great rest of the week. We're going to try to talk to Van Jones tomorrow about the disproportionate impact the virus is having in the African American community and the work that he's doing in prisons across this country. We're going to talk to the former Surgeon General on Friday about loneliness. You're going to talk about small businesses and on the Rookie and the Vet on your platform
Yes,
on
this Saturday we are continuing the Small Business Saturday, Rookie and the Vet, where we talk with a veteran in the business community. This Saturday is Lori Grenier, who is one of the hosts of Shark Tank and is the queen of QVC. So that will be on Saturday morning, I believe at 10:30 a.m. West Coast. But we will continue to let you know. And we're looking really forward to speaking with her and getting another person to come in and talk about small businesses and the small business loans that's happening, and about all the employees and the shifts of entrepreneurs and everything like that. So that'll be exciting.
Here somebody suggesting to me to talk about Alzheimer's and caregiving issues, and if that's of interest to you, there's a huge town hall today on Facebook that the governor is kicking off, that I'm moderating with AARP, Alzheimer's Association, the Women's Alzheimer's Movement. I'll mention that a little bit later on today, but we're going to do that to talk about those exact things, caregiving, Alzheimer's, home health care workers who get up every day, go to work, and try to stay and keep the person that they're caring for on the schedule that they need to be on, as many people who are caring for people with Alzheimer's and dementia know all too well that routine schedule is really important. So we're going to try to touch base on that subject later on this afternoon on Facebook. after we do Gavin Newsom on Instagram this afternoon, and after we talk to Chef Jose this morning. So we are busy today, and we're always, somebody said don't do Facebook. Well, that's where AARP and the Alzheimer's Association wanted to do it. So that's just the way it is. We're just kind of trying to be everywhere. Going to where people are. So we don't know where Chef Jose is, but that doesn't matter.
He's probably making food for everybody.
He's probably making food. That's really well put. He's probably trying to figure out, as everybody has tried to figure out how to get on this thing. That's what's been so interesting, is most people very often don't know how to get on here.
On
live.
Instagram, you see, I am useful.
They don't. Yeah, you are useful. You taught me how to do this, and now I'm kind of a tech genius. But we've taken many of your suggestions. All of you have given us suggestions as to who you think would be inspiring. These conversations are with the helpers, the healers, the cultivators of hope. They're all doing great work on the ground. That's whether it's Together Rising yesterday with Glennon Doyle, whether it's John Bon Jovi's Soul Kitchen, whether it's Bethany Frankel's Be Strong Getting Mass, whether it's Rob Lowe talking about all the work going on in sobriety, whether it's Jennifer Gardner talking about Save with Stories and Save the Children, all the incredible work that they're doing, whether it was my brother Timothy talking about how Special Olympics has pivoted. All of the people we've tried to have on have been people who have stepped into this moment with ideas, who have stepped in this moment to help. I know we're all helping in our own ways, and I'd like to always say that by staying at home, we're serving. We're, sometimes people feel like staying at home feels like not much, but it's a lot. Mm-hmm. And if you talk to doctors and nurses, they're so grateful that we're staying at home, staying out of the way, flattening the curve. Our social distance is working. And that makes me proud of all of us who are home. And sometimes many of people are frustrated by that, obviously. I understand that. And it's forced many people into really tough financial situations. So
a few people on here are just asking to remind them what time Governor Gavin Newsom is today. Oh, someone just put it in the comments. 1:45 p.m. West Coast time, Pacific.
Yes.
So it's just a few minutes earlier than what we normally do, but that's 1:45 p.m. Pacific, and we'll be talking with the governor for about 20 minutes. He's also on a very tight schedule. And we're hearing that Chef Andrés is coming very soon.
I like that, Maria. You look younger with minimum makeup. Oh, this is really exciting.
Look what the lights do.
Look what the lights do. And look at the fact that when you don't have a makeup person and you don't have a hair person, you get this person. And so that's actually, thank you, whoever said that. But I know that people have suggested, we need to have autism advocates on here. That's true. My brother Timothy was on here, who was advocating for people with intellectual disabilities and special needs. So those are people with autism, Down syndrome, all kinds of intellectual challenges. So we have done that a little bit, but we can also come back and do more.
Yes, we love to get continued feedback and get other people that you guys suggest that we should talk to. So please keep commenting or messaging myself or my mother. Direct message of who you want and who you guys' ideas are. A lot of you guys had recommended Chef Andrés, and
that's right.
So that's kind of what made us want to do that, besides knowing everything about him. But if you continue to let us know, we will do our best to reach out to them and hopefully have them on with us.
And if you can book people, like several people have suggested Bill Gates. So,
here we go. I think I just saw him come on.
Did he come on?
I think
there
so.
There he is.
I got him.
You have
adding.
Yay. We're adding him. We're waiting for Chef José Andrés.
Okay, connecting. Hey!
How are you guys?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Very good, very good. Getting ready tomorrow to go to New York.
Well, Chef José, thank you so much, first of all, for all the extraordinary work you and Wilson are doing across this country. Did he go?
I think he might have pressed something by accident. We had him for a minute.
Okay. So then we ask him again.
Yes, I'm sure he'll be back on here in a second.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great interview.
That's how live television, you're getting the hang of live television.
Yeah.
So when the camera goes down, oh, there he is. He's
Okay.
asking again.
All right.
Ask
View.
again.
Click.
Add.
Add.
Hope.
And here we go. Round two.
Done.
Second time's a charm. I hope.
I
Hey.
don't know what happened. I'm back.
You're back. Good. Perfect. So I think, I know you have limited time, Chef Jose. People want to know, how are you holding up? You are serving what feels like the world. You're in almost every state in this country, partnering with everybody. How are you holding up?
I mean, thanks God, very, very good. Actually, people are asking you, Maria, to bake a cake. So please,
To bake a cake.
you are
That's my
known.
whole repertoire.
No, we know you. You have a big game in many areas, and I'm so thrilled to be here with you too. And I'm holding. I mean, listen, I'm very lucky. I live outside DC. I was able to bring my family in from different parts of the planet, right in the middle of this mayhem, and we've been here at home for over 3 weeks. My family has to stay home. We have a nice size home. I really think about the many people that sometimes they live in a big city and they have a small apartment, a 1-bedroom, and my thoughts are always with those people that probably are going through hardships. But that's why more than ever we need to be together and try to give hope to each other and support each other and sometimes bring the best out of us and share it with the whole world. So I feel very blessed. My mom and dad were nurses. I understand that world very well. Actually, my mom and my dad, they will have different turns in the hospital. So the hospital for me was the place that we will be exchanged between mother and father as they work in the AM and the PM or in the night shift. And I know a lot of people in this world. My uncle was a doctor and my godmother a pharmacist. So right now my heart goes with all these men and women that they are fighting on behalf of all of us against this virus, this enemy that we are not able to see, but that is so present. So again, people like me, people like you, I think we are in the back, supporting the amazing effort that these doctors and nurses all around the world are doing, working non-stop without looking at the clock and making sure that hopefully we beat this virus. So very, very, very lucky to be here at home and trying to contribute to the betterment of the lives of people. Use one meal at a time.
Right. Well, thank you so much for everything you're doing. And I just want to say, thank you so much for taking the time today. I'm Patrick, by the way. I'm Maria's son. We've never met, but I've really appreciate you taking this time today. Speaking of, Washington, D.C., that you're back at home, I think there was big news just this last days where you struck a deal with the Washington Nationals to be able to use their stadium to cook foods and deliver 1,000 to 5,000 meals for people in need. I was reading that the owners were saying that in the lease clause, the stadium is only allowed to be used for entertainment or sports, and this is the first time in history they've made an exception. Can you kind of talk about that deal and how you were able to come up with this and utilize that space?
Listen, the Lerner family are an amazing family. They own the team and other businesses, but they are like many other people around the world. They are people that are there for their community. And let me tell you what happened here. Part of my contributions, I hope, in the years to come, is to make sure that in America, and I can say around the world, when these emergencies happen, that we have the mechanisms to put the institutions, the buildings at the service of the people. Mm-hmm. Cannot be that we are in the middle of a hurricane in XY city in America, that one school becomes the biggest shelter on that community, that school has the biggest kitchen in that community, and because somebody somewhere wrote a contract or rules of engagement, we cannot use that kitchen if it's not to feed the children in the school.
Mhm.
It doesn't make any sense. Complicates life, complicates the response. And at the end, if we have public buildings, public institutions, we need to remember that they should always be there to
Right.
be at the service of providing relief, especially in moments like this. So I'm very, very happy with the Lerner family because this is not a new idea. I've been using stadiums, baseball stadiums, arenas before.
Right.
Sometimes we had to pay for it. Even I think it's wrong that
Wow.
in an emergency, a building that is public, we will have to pay to use it to feed people in need. But I hope it's something like in America, we will be able to fix one day through a bill. We will be able to fix through FEMA. The men and women of FEMA are wonderful, but the red tape in the ways that they can perform and they cannot, and the decisions they can take and the ones they cannot, sometimes puts relief in danger.
Right.
So food and water is very easy to understand. When people are hungry, they're hungry today. The urgency of now is yesterday. So if we have a big building that we can go, I think today we're doing 5,000.
Wow.
Out of that kitchen, we can do 50,000 meals if we have to. We can do 100,000 meals. Why I think big? Because this is the city I live. I have Maryland, I have Virginia. If the governors or the mayor, they need our help, we are thinking for them before they even know they need help. That's what World Central Kitchen does. We are right now in 28 cities. We are in LA, we are in Oakland, we are in Little Rock, Arkansas, we are in Miami, we are in Puerto Rico, we are in Virgin Islands, we are in Colombia, Venezuela, we are in Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Harlem, a ton of places. And in certain places when we believe things can get very bad, I like small kitchens because this is different. I need small kitchens with a small crews so nobody gets hopefully infected and we can respond quickly. But an arena like this in the middle of the sea allows me to have a bigger response, quicker, faster, more organized, bringing everybody together and then take care of whatever needs, elderly, homeless, police, firefighters, hospitals, all of the above.
There is such a need for what you're providing, as you said, for food. What do you need, Chef Jose, from us, the people right now, and what do you need from government leaders?
Listen, obviously, from the people right now, we're an organization that we love to partner locally because nobody knows the needs of a community than the locals. So I think over the years, World Central Kitchen has been very successful, not because what we bring, but because we partner with the locals and the locals make us successful. And we bring what we know, which is action, quick action and resources. And the locals makes us even more powerful, right? So obviously right now, I will tell you will be money.
Right.
Unfortunately for me, World Central Kitchen is an organization that we always do what we do without putting into consideration how much it's gonna cost or what. First, we take care of the need. And then I always say, like almost in private business, because I have two hats. When you do, you prove the concept and they see you that you are already in business and you can show people what you're doing, people usually support you. The big majority of the projects we do is always with people that just give us $1, $5, $10. And that's what we've been able to pay for many of the projects we've done over the years in many parts of the world. Bahamas being the last big one, where we did 3.5 million meals, and we deliver 80,000 meals a day on 14 islands. We were the first ones to arrive, and we are still there. We are the first ones to arrive and the last ones to leave. 6 helicopters to seaplanes, medical evacuations, the first ones to bring water to many parts of the islands. With very, very unique systems using solar. So people, we love to share with people in real time what we do. We don't do it because show off. We do it because people sincerely care and people love to see almost in real time what we do. So I always tell people that before you send your dollar, don't worry, we already spent it. So for people that always think, I want to donate to organization and I want to make sure that they are doing something with it, we know that sometimes when the NGOs become too big or certain organizations, sometimes we don't always do what we promise. Sometimes happens. I don't mean that is with bad intentions, but sometimes happens. I make sure that World Central Kitchen, I don't want to grow bigger than what we can deliver. We deliver what we say. If people are hungry, people are thirsty, we'll be there. So right now, for us, the best $1 use, we keep moving forward. This is operation is going to cost a lot probably, but again, we do it cheaper, smarter, quicker, and usually we employ locals. Right now, we have different actions, but we are hiring some local restaurants. For us, they are volunteers because believe me, this is a hard time. But for us, it's great that we can help a restaurant in their community, help their community. So if we can put those dollars at the service of putting the economy up and running and having the locals take care of the locals, this is a win-win for everybody. That's kind of what we do. So if people can donate and go to wck.org, that will be great. Also, we have a fund that was created by some amazing individuals, Leo DiCaprio and Lauren Jobs, which is a GoFundMe.com/America's Food Fund. And all the proceeds there are going to go for Feeding America, the food banks, and to World Central Kitchen. And then on the politicians have been very active. I think the thing I love to come into Washington, D.C. was being close to Congress and White House. I cannot believe 27 years later. This has given me a very unique understanding of the importance of being near the politicians, bringing solutions. I think that's an asset of America. Even some people criticize sometimes the politics. I think it's a lot of good that the right politics can achieve for the people. Yeah. So many of my friends, we've been very active in trying to help the restaurant community with the right bills. But me, I have this other hat, which is the nonprofit. And what I'm telling them is that we need to stop throwing money at the problem and investing into solutions. The right bill right now can achieve one thing. We have a humanitarian crisis happening. It's happening in front of us. And I need Congress and the White House to see it. Because right now we can invest into the solution versus trying to solve the problem a few weeks from now. Now is a moment that we need to bring America together. We need to take care of the farmers. We need to be making sure that they feel supported by the government. We need to make sure that those foods, produce and vegetables, they can make it into the places that we need it through food banks, through NGOs, through different organizations that they can be sharing that food with the different low-income family areas or elderly, etc. They should be supporting Feeding America as we speak. So I have this op-ed I wrote at the New York Times 2-3 weeks ago, which is called America Eats Now, which gives you a 360-degree of the different things we should be doing to make sure that until America goes up again and we re-employ everybody and people go back to certain level of normalcy, that in the process, everybody will be fed. Every children, every family, every elderly. And so politicians is what they can do, making sure that this doesn't become a national security issue. Actually, food is a national security issue. We should make sure that we invest in food and keeping America fed and moving America forward.
So we could just say that you could read the op-ed that Chef Jose wrote a couple weeks ago in the New York Times. You can get it online, where he talks about some novel, creative ideas about the unemployed, feeding the unemployed. He talks about the food supply. He talks about Feeding America. So you can get behind that. I just want to repeat that you can support the World Central Kitchen with $1, $5, $10, thousands of dollars. So that is open. I just wanted to summarize that.
Everyone's asking, what is that? It's WCK.org, correct?
WCK.org. Yeah.
WCK.org.
Just Google it. World Central Kitchen, and I don't even know it myself. I'm not very good at racing.
He's already spent your money, so get out.
Yeah, we already. Well, you know, I don't belong to the organization. I used to be obviously the founder. I was the chairman, but I'm a terrible chairman. What I like to do is what I do now, which I'm in the board, and very soon I will not even be in the board. In the big ones, I like to show up. I was very proud when our teams show up, you know, in the last Mozambique, Indonesia, Guatemala after the volcano, Hawaii, the fires in California. Now the organization we have there is so amazing. Ventura, Chico, Paradise. Obviously we're in Venezuela, we're in Colombia, Virgin Islands right now, because these now I try to go to the big ones because it's where I believe my experience serves the people better. So sometimes my wife doesn't even tell me anything. She knows that when something is about to happen, in the case of a hurricane, or if something is like we didn't expect it, like volcano, if it's big, usually my wife has my little bag with all my clothing for these missions, and we don't even talk. She already knows when I'm about to go. So I try to go, be one more guy. I bring the ideas that not all the time are the best ones, but the organization I founded, I created, is very flat. Everybody contributes, and people don't impose themselves by the title, but the power of their actions and their ideas. And because we are flat, those actions are very clear, and those ideas usually we know. But it's better a bad idea that you try to move forward than inaction. World Central Kitchen is not about inaction. We make a decision, is the wrong one, we change quickly. But already we are moving, and you can only fix if you are there. We say boots on the ground. We love John Steinbeck in Grapes of Wrath when he said towards the end, the main character, that he said, wherever there is a fight, so hungry people may eat, I will be there, he said. I kind of paraphrase that, and we made it our own, I made it mine, and now we say we will be there. We, the people, if we come together, we can always fix very much any problem. All the biggest problems we have on earth, actually, they have very simple solutions. And sometimes the solution is just boots on the ground and making it happen. I think we talk too much sometimes. We clap even more. It's always people preaching to the same people that agree like you, and we all clap like seals in the zoo after we are being fed a sardine. I like zoos, and I like seals, and I like sardines. Yeah. But I believe in this 21st century, the new American dream has to be to provide for the people you don't know the same things you are trying to provide for the people you love. Right. I think that should be the new American dream.
Action. That's a great point. And you kind of just mentioned that you are a man with two hats. You're wearing one on the side of, nonprofit, and then you also at the same time own, 30 plus restaurants. You're a businessman. You're pretty much the American dream. Talk a little bit about some of these businesses that you have, all being restaurants. How are they dealing with this? How are you utilizing your restaurants to continue your mission? There's a lot of people asking here that are other restaurant owners or work at restaurants.
Listen, I have 1,600 employees in my company. Wow. That they are direct of Thin Food Group, and then we have others that is partnership with other hotels or casinos. But the hardcore of Thin Food Group, my for-profit company, is 1,700 employees. To this day, I was very lucky with I was able to offer them 5 full weeks of salary to every single employee, front and back, full benefits. We're even trying to do a little bit more, but now we're trying to make sure that the company, we have the right amount of money in the bank to try to reopen. So that's the situation. I'm very proud I've been able to have the support of my partners to be able to do what we did, because it's not been easy, believe me. Restaurants, people forget that, if they make money, they make money, but when you don't make money, it's a cash cow of money going out. And I'm not complaining, it's the reality. People forget that restaurant business are very fragile. And right now we have over 800,000 restaurants with millions and millions of employees. People need to remember that restaurants are the DNA of America. When we say America is a melting pot, it's true. It's the beautiful melting pot where very much the expression of every ethnic background that made this melting pot beautiful America, it's here. It's the most diverse country in the history of mankind, and that's beautiful. I think that has made America so much stronger, so much better. But right now we are going to be facing the reality that every dollar you invest in a restaurant when you go eat out tickles into the economy like no other business. Right. Yes, we pay the employees and the back and the front, the cooks, the waiters, but then we pay the farmers, the fishermen, and we pay the guys that do the delivery, and we pay the doctors and nurses, and we pay the architects and the designers, and we pay the guy that changes the lights and cleans the restaurant at night. every dollar used goes across the economy in ways that no other business touches. So we need these restaurants up and running. And me, I see great chefs like Tom Colicchio and others that I'm next to him, supporting him, because as I'm trying to push the right bills for the humanitarian crisis, he's almost one of the leaders pushing the right bill for the business side. Not only obviously on behalf of the restaurant, but whatever we achieve for the restaurant communities, for the small businesses of America. And again, at the end of the day, everybody, big companies, small companies, individuals, we all have to move forward. So let's hope that Congress comes with the right bills, not throwing money at problems, but really investing into moving America forward and not leaving anybody behind. If we leave people behind, it's not going to be good. We need to make sure that rural America comes out of this stronger. Why? Because we need them.
I love
so
that.
I hope.
Thinking of everybody. Finally, I know you have to go. Chef, tell me, who are the people you're seeing right now that you're feeding? How are they different from the people you've seen at a hurricane or a flood? What has surprised you about this moment in our country's history, our world?
Well, it's different stories, obviously, for obvious reasons, besides Yokohama, Oakland. After I came back, I've been in Washington, D.C., but Washington, Virginia, Maryland could be a microcosmos of what's happening around all the United States and parts of anywhere else in the world. But in my community, I've seen things like firefighters in the early days of Washington shutting down, that they will come back from a mission and they will go to the little market next to their fire station, and they couldn't buy anything because everything was gone. So we were there just feeding them that night, because those guys work long hours, and sometimes when they're busy, they're really busy. And all of a sudden, all the restaurants very much shut down. So that's one way, we were helping. All of a sudden, homeless, they realized that maybe shelters are not a safe place for them. And maybe they're right. And so many people are in the streets. So all of a sudden you have, a bigger number of people that they are not receiving the food in the normal places, and you have to go for them. Myself, I've been doing that because it's some communities I know, unfortunately, for a long time. I hope that they will move into the better world, but until not, we have to keep feeding them. So I've been going around looking at that problem itself. Even I think, for example, Washington, D.C. mayor has been doing a fairly good job. Elderly people that all of a sudden they don't want to go out. And all of a sudden they used to have help at home, but they stopped having that help. Well, because the person got sick, or well, because for health security reasons, it's better that that person doesn't come in. Right. But the system is not created. If these people don't have friends or family or an institution that helps them, all of a sudden we need to be responding to that. So we've been coming up with solutions to respond to those people, not only in Washington, D.C., but in many parts of America, using Uber and Lyft and Grubhub and Caviar, and using those people now to deliver in an emergency, which we've changed the concept, and it's working very well. So it's all of a sudden low-income families that even in America we have the concept of working poor. Well, they're working poor, and all of a sudden they're not working, and they're going to get poorer. All of a sudden it's people that for some reasons they don't have SNAPs, sometimes because they are undocumented or whatever other reason. Those people need our aid. So World Central Kitchen is really adapting to the situation. That's what makes us very unique in many ways. And I always say that we are here to always cover the blind spots. And we are here not just, if we can feed a hospital to bring joy to those nurses and doctors, we are doing that. But we are more for the emergency, right? If in Central Park is a new hospital with Mount Sinai, and we are right there the first second, creating the systems to make sure that everybody will be fed in the middle of Central Park. In front of the Yakovitch Center, we create right there a center, so when the nurses and doctors leave, they can bring home if they are from New York, or they can bring to their hotel if they're coming from some overseas, or people that don't want to go home, and that they have food that maybe they can take to their families, or that maybe they can take with them or already when they are out. So but we cover the needs when there are needs. And that's what we are here for, trying to do things ourselves, trying to do things with partners, or give ideas for others to do. that's what we're here for.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you've talked about, all of your work, your continued efforts. You know, like I said before, we greatly appreciate your time.
The comments here have been just, thank you so much. God bless you, Chef Jose. Thank you for your work. Many of them in Spanish that I can't read, but they're all expressing gratitude and love. And World Central Kitchen, I just donated to them this morning. I think
You're very kind.
$1, $5. I love the idea that we're all responsible to feed our fellow humanity or fellow man and woman, and you are leading the way. And thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for stepping forward. Thank you for spending our money before we get it to you. And thank you for being a steward for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much to you and everything you do, and being such a leader always in these moments. So a friend of mine, Robert Egger, told me 27 years ago, he's probably, Robert Egger, one of the best food fighters I've ever met. Very clear ideas about how food can empower people. And he told me 27 years ago that charity seems is always about the redemption of the giver, when charity should be about the liberation of the receiver. Let's hope that we do this in the right way, and the way of feeding, we will liberate many people, and we will put everybody in a path of success and hope, and of this horizon of hope that we are looking for. So one plate at a time, we believe, is just the beginning of a better tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much.
Beautiful. What a beautiful way to end. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
God bless you.
Thank your wife for sharing you with us.
We'll cook together one day soon.
Yes, we'd love to. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Wow. What an incredibly inspiring.
Very inspiring.
Wow. Just wow, wow, wow. And I love that people donate $1 and $5, and nothing is too small. Nothing is too small. And he puts it to good use on behalf of all of us.
No, I think he's such an inspiration because not only is he the leader of the nonprofit and raising money, continuing to spread the awareness, but he's actually on the front lines always. I mean, he's out there, you know, hand delivering the meals to people. He's out there in the kitchen cooking. He's with his crew, you know, always on the front lines, whether that's a hurricane, earthquake, natural disasters, or like right now with coronavirus. So, you know, I've read so much about, you know, him and all of his work, and recently on the New York Times and everything.
What is the name of the nonprofit?
It's WCK.org.
World Central Kitchen.
WorldCentralKitchen.org. And he also has a GoFundMe, I believe he said that he set up. I have to find out what
that's with Leonardo DiCaprio, Lorraine Powell Jobs, and Apple. And also Oprah donated to that. That's Feed America. You can go on to World Central Kitchen. Several other people asked on here whether he would come to your city, and what they have said at World Central Kitchen to me is if you can help them on the ground there, they will partner anywhere that you ask them to come. But they need you to help them in your location. So if you have a local nursing home, if you have a local food bank or whatever, they'll come, but they want to partner with you. And so all of us can support them. They're asking people to support the feeding of our fellow human beings to the tune of $1, $2, $3, or whatever. And, you know, John Bon Jovi was also talking about food as sustenance and food with his.
And Guy Fieri as well.
Guy Fieri, exactly. And I liked that what he was saying, what he had done for his own restaurant workers. I know many people can't do that. So we're not comparing. We're just talking about what he did.
Great way to lead. 5 weeks paid leave.
Yeah.
And, you know, giving them all the benefits. And, you know, it's also important that he said that he made sure that he had some cash left so that when they are hopefully able to open again in 5 weeks, you know, or in 2 months, whatever, that in the end of the day, it is a trickle down where he needs to operate. He needs to be open so that his employees can get, you know, the wages and work, that they can get the food to other people. So worth repeating, charity is not about the redemption of the giver, but the liberation of the receiver.
You're right. That is
was
worth
a really
repeating.
great quote. That's something we should take and not take, but get as a quote and put on your page, because that was a great way to end the this live. But look, we're really thankful that every one of you guys tuned in. Again, I'm Patrick Schwarzenegger.
I'm Maria Shriver.
And we want to thank you again. We will be back on here in not too long, about 2 hours from now. So we will see you again with Governor Gavin Newsom. For some of you guys that I'm seeing that came in late, yes, we will have these videos saved. They will be up on YouTube later. We will get that link and everything rolling. And we look forward to seeing you guys in 2 hours for Governor Gavin Newsom.
We're going to go get prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much for joining.
See you later.